In a recent episode of the Daily Mail's podcast, Queens, Kings, and Dastardly Things, renowned royal biographer Robert Hardman, alongside co-host Kate Williams, delved into the delicate dynamics surrounding the royal family's younger members, often referred to as spares. Welcome viewers to my channel. Please subscribe, like my video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. Hardman highlighted the understandable concerns of the Prince and Princess of Wales regarding how their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, might be treated differently within the hierarchy of the monarchy. He explained that while George is the direct heir and will naturally occupy a more prominent public role, there remains a conscious effort to ensure that his younger siblings feel equally valued and loved. Prince George is of course the heir. That's how the monarchy works. It's hereditary, hierarchical, and constitutional. That can't be changed, Hardman noted. But there are certainly ways to make sure the younger ones don't feel overlooked or less significant. Their path is going to be different, but that doesn't mean it should be any less meaningful. He emphasized that Charlotte and Louis will have careers and lives shaped by their royal status, but not defined solely by public expectation or official duties. Their parents' challenge, he suggested, is balancing tradition with modern parenting, ensuring their children understand their unique roles while also feeling emotionally supported and included. This perspective is echoed by former royal butler Grant Harold, who has intimate knowledge of royal protocol and family dynamics. Harold recently suggested that Prince William and Princess Kate might actively encourage Charlotte and Louis to pursue lives outside the demanding framework of full-time royal duties if they so wish. I believe their father and mother would support them if they chose a different path, Harold explained. The era of royals having to follow every traditional expectation without choices fading. Modern royals are increasingly able to chart their own course, and I think Charlotte and Louis will be no exception. Harold's comments underline a larger shift in the monarchy. Younger royal children may not be obligated to take on the full weight of public and ceremonial responsibility, allowing them more freedom to explore their personal interests, careers, or passions without the constant scrutiny that accompanies direct heirs like George. Royal biographer Christopher Anderson adds another layer of insight into the sibling dynamic. Speaking with Harper's Bazaar, he noted that Charlotte and Louis have the unique advantage of companionship and shared experience, even if they occupy secondary positions within the royal hierarchy. Anderson explained that William and Kate are conscious of nurturing each child's individuality, balancing attention and affection among all three while respecting their different personalities. The good thing is that Charlotte and Louis can share the burden, if one wishes to call it that, Anderson remarked, highlighting the mutual support siblings provide each other in a world of exceptional public pressure. Taken together, these observations paint a nuanced picture of the modern royal family. While tradition dictates a clear order of precedence, the younger members are not left entirely in the shadows. George's future role as heir will inevitably dominate public attention, but Charlotte and Louis are being positioned in a way that allows them personal freedom and emotional security. Their parents' approach reflects a more contemporary empathetic monarchy, one that values both duty and individuality, seeking to balance centuries-old customs with the well-being of the children growing up in one of the world's most scrutinized families. In essence, while the monarchy's structure remains unchanged, the experience of being a royal child is evolving. For Charlotte and Louis, this evolution means a life of opportunity rather than obligation, guided by parents who are keenly aware of the pressures inherent in royal life and determined to provide love, attention, and the freedom to thrive in their own right. Absolutely. Here's a fully fleshed out Chapter 1 based on the article and expanded for narrative depth, written as a continuous narrative without bullet points. The dynamics of the modern British royal family have always captivated the public imagination, but few topics are as quietly complex as the lives of the younger members of the monarchy. In recent years, attention has increasingly turned toward what royal insiders often refer to as the spares, the children who are not directly in line to ascend the throne. In the latest episode of the Daily Mail's podcast, Queens, Kings, and Dastardly Things, renowned royal biographer Robert Hardman, together with co-host Kate Williams, explored this delicate territory, shedding light on the intricate balancing act that falls upon the shoulders of Prince William and Princess Kate as they navigate raising 3 children in the glare of global scrutiny. The conversation illuminated not only the practical realities of royal succession, but also the emotional considerations that come into play when raising children who are destined to inherit very different roles in life. Hardman began by emphasizing the understandable concerns of the Prince and Princess of Wales regarding their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. These concerns, he explained, are rooted in the very nature of monarchy itself. Prince George, as the eldest child and direct heir to the throne, will inevitably command the majority of attention, both within the royal family and in the eyes of the public. His path is set, predetermined by centuries of tradition, entrenched hierarchies, and constitutional obligations that dictate the structure of the monarchy. George's life, though framed by extraordinary privilege, is also bound by the weight of history and expectation, a role that comes with immense responsibility from an exceptionally young age. Hardman stressed that while George's position as heir cannot be altered, there is room for sensitivity in how the younger children are nurtured and involved in royal life. It is a delicate balance. How to honor centuries of tradition while ensuring that Charlotte and Louis, though not heirs, grow up feeling equally cherished, equally relevant, and equally valued for who they are as individuals. The task is far from simple. Hardman described it as a constant exercise in balancing visibility, recognition, and freedom. Prince George will naturally appear at the forefront of official events and public occasions. His presence will be highlighted, his education and upbringing followed closely by the media and the public, and every milestone will inevitably carry symbolic weight. In contrast, Charlotte and Louis, though beloved and cherished, will occupy supporting roles, often observed through the lens of their relation to the heir rather than as independent figures. The challenge, according to Hardman, lies in ensuring that these younger children do not internalize a sense of secondary importance simply because their duties will differ. Their career paths, their public appearances, and even the attention they receive will be shaped by tradition. Yet, their parents are acutely aware of the need to preserve the dignity, self-worth, and individuality of each child. This requires careful attention, thoughtful planning, and a level of parental empathy that transcends the usual challenges of raising children in any family. George's path is set by history, but Charlotte and Louis must be given room to define themselves, to grow into roles that, while different, are no less meaningful. Former royal butler Grant Harold has echoed these sentiments, offering insights grounded in decades of service within the royal household. Harold suggested that it is increasingly likely that Charlotte and Louis may not follow the traditional trajectory of full-time working royals, and that Prince William and Princess Kate would support them in making that choice. This represents a marked departure from the rigid expectations of previous generations, where each member of the family was expected to dedicate themselves wholly to royal duties. Harold emphasized that the modern monarchy is evolving, allowing younger royals the freedom to carve out personal and professional identities that are distinct from the ceremonial obligations imposed by tradition. Charlotte and Louis may have more liberty to explore education, career, or even philanthropic pursuits without the constant public scrutiny that accompanies the heir. Their parents' support in this regard reflects a broader understanding of modern parenting within the royal context, blending the responsibilities of monarchy with the emotional needs of their children. Christopher Anderson, another royal biographer, highlighted the advantages that Charlotte and Louis have in sharing their unique positions as younger royal children. In interviews with prominent publications, Anderson noted that the siblings have a built-in companionship that allows them to navigate the pressures of royal life together. While George's life will inevitably dominate headlines and public discourse, Charlotte and Louis have each other to share experiences, challenges, and the subtle pressures of growing up in a world where every gesture, milestone, and misstep is observed and analyzed. Anderson emphasized that William and Kate strive to give each child equal attention, carefully nurturing their distinct personalities while maintaining fairness and emotional support. The siblings' shared experiences as spares create a unique bond, a support system that allows them to navigate the complexities of royal life with mutual understanding and camaraderie. The careful cultivation of these dynamics within the royal family also speaks to a larger evolution in the monarchy itself. In previous generations, younger children were often seen as secondary figures, their roles largely ceremonial or symbolic, and their personal development subordinated to the demands of public duty. The modern approach, as exemplified by William and Kate, seeks to respect tradition while prioritizing the emotional and psychological well-being of the children. It is an approach that acknowledges the weight of historical precedent, yet adapts it to contemporary understandings of parenting, identity, and personal fulfillment. Charlotte and Louis are being raised to understand the significance of their lineage and the expectations it carries, but not at the cost of their individuality or sense of worth. Ultimately, the lives of Charlotte and Louis illustrate the delicate interplay between privilege and pressure, freedom and duty, within one of the world's most scrutinized families. They grow up in an environment where every step is observed, where their actions will be interpreted in the context of history and succession. Yet their parents are determined to provide a nurturing environment where they feel equally loved, valued, and empowered to pursue their own paths. Their journey as younger royal children is not one of diminished opportunity, but of differentiated experience, shaped by both the obligations of heritage and the possibilities of personal choice. In this way, the modern monarchy is evolving, guided by parents who understand that while history shapes the path of the heir, love, care, and foresight shape the paths of all children. Charlotte and Louis, supported by their family, will navigate the unique world of royal life not as shadows of the heir, but as fully realized individuals with their own identities, opportunities, and experiences to cherish. As the world watches the royal family, the attention often centers on the heir apparent, Prince George, whose every public appearance, every school milestone, and every birthday is meticulously documented and dissected. Yet beneath the public gaze, Charlotte and Louis navigate a more subtle, quieter journey, one that is no less important, though it exists largely in the shadow of George's prominence. Their lives are shaped not only by parental guidance, but also by centuries of royal precedent, centuries of tradition that dictate not only who succeeds the throne, but how younger members are expected to comport themselves. In this context, Charlotte and Louis are both privileged and constrained, living lives that are extraordinary, yet bound by the weight of history. The balance their parents strive to achieve between public duty and private nurture is delicate, nuanced, and often invisible to those outside the palace walls. The modern monarchy, as exemplified by William and Kate, reflects a conscious effort to evolve while respecting tradition. While previous generations of royals were often compelled to live lives entirely dictated by duty, there is now a shift toward understanding that the younger children's roles need not be rigidly prescribed. For Charlotte and Louis, this means that while they are undeniably part of the royal hierarchy, their lives are designed to allow for individuality and personal development. Their experiences are curated in a way that provides exposure to royal responsibilities and public service, but not at the expense of their childhood, their education, or their emotional well-being. This approach marks a significant transformation in how the monarchy conceives of succession, duty, and familiar love, blending centuries-old structures with contemporary parenting philosophies. One of the most remarkable aspects of Charlotte and Louis's upbringing is the way William and Kate manage attention and affection. Biographers and royal insiders often point to the parents' conscious effort to balance their love among all three children, ensuring that none feels secondary despite the inevitability of George's role as heir. In practice, this means that Charlotte and Louis are not merely backup figures. They are recognized as individuals with their own personalities, talents, and potential. Each child receives guidance tailored to their needs, whether that involves encouraging curiosity, fostering a sense of responsibility, or cultivating unique skills and interests. Charlotte's intelligence, composure, and emerging confidence are nurtured alongside Louis's charm, energy, and vivacity, allowing each to flourish within the framework of royal life while remaining true to themselves. This careful calibration of attention underscores a larger principle. While monarchy is hierarchical, parenting within that hierarchy need not be unequal. Charlotte and Louis also benefit from their shared experiences, forming a bond that is both protective and empowering. As siblings navigating life as younger royals, they have the rare advantage of companionship in a world that can often feel isolating. Public fascination with the family, while intense, is mediated by the presence of one another. They witness, understand, and adapt to the pressures that come with their roles, sharing lessons and challenges along the way. Royal biographers often note that this sibling dynamic is a critical element of their resilience, providing them with emotional anchors in an environment where privacy is scarce and expectations are high. Charlotte and Louis are learning early that their value is not solely tied to public visibility, but also to their integrity, their relationships, and the choices they make in shaping their own lives. The question of the future, however, looms quietly but persistently. What roles will Charlotte and Louis play when the time comes for George to ascend the throne? How much responsibility will they assume, and how much freedom will they enjoy? Former royal butler Grant Harold has suggested that the era of strict, obligatory royal service may be waning. Increasingly, younger royals have the opportunity to pursue interests beyond ceremonial duty, supported by parents who understand the importance of personal fulfillment. Whether Charlotte chooses a path in public service, philanthropy, or another field entirely, and whether Louis follows suit or forges a different trajectory, the overarching principle remains. They are afforded the freedom to chart their own course. In this way, the monarchy is subtly transforming, maintaining its historic structure while embracing a more modern, flexible approach to the lives of its younger members. Public fascination with the spheres is also indicative of society's evolving relationship with monarchy. Whereas once the focus would have been solely on the heir, there is now widespread interest in the lives of all royal children, reflecting a more nuanced understanding of family individuality and personal agency. Stories about Charlotte's early education, Louis's playful antics, or the siblings' interactions at public events are followed avidly, underscoring the public's desire to see the human side of royal life. This attention, while often intrusive, also validates the importance of Charlotte and Louis as individuals in their own right. They are not merely placeholders or future accessories to the heir. They are fully realized characters in the ongoing narrative of the monarchy, their lives worthy of attention and empathy on their own terms. The evolution of royal life for Charlotte and Louis also mirrors broader societal changes. The traditional expectation that younger children must subordinate their ambitions and personal growth to the duties of the monarchy is gradually giving way to a more progressive model. William and Kate, acutely aware of the pressures their children face, or forging a path that balances respect for tradition with encouragement of personal agency. This approach allows the younger royals to cultivate a sense of identity and purpose outside the rigid structures of succession, while still understanding the significance of their heritage. In essence, Charlotte and Louis are being raised to navigate the complexities of history and expectation with confidence, resilience, and self-assurance. Ultimately, Chapter 2 underscores a central truth. The lives of younger royal children are shaped by a unique blend of duty, privilege, and personal choice. While George's prominence as heir is undeniable, Charlotte and Louis are not relegated to secondary status. Their upbringing, guided by thoughtful and intentional parenting, allows them to flourish as individuals connected to the monarchy, yet free to define themselves. The careful orchestration of attention, the fostering of sibling bonds, and the support for future autonomy reflect a monarchy that is evolving, sensitive to the emotional realities of childhood while honoring the demands of tradition. In this delicate balance, Charlotte and Louis emerge not as spares in the ordinary sense of the word, but as young royals with the tools, freedom, and encouragement to become their own people, while contributing meaningfully to the ongoing story of the British royal family. Throughout history, the concept of royal spares has carried a weight of expectation, responsibility, and sometimes invisibility, and Charlotte and Louis inherit both the privileges and the complexities of that legacy. The term itself has long been shorthand for children of monarchs who are not first in line to the throne, whose public duties are often less clearly defined, and whose lives are shaped by a mix of opportunity and limitation. In the past, being a spare often meant living in the shadow of the heir, fulfilling ceremonial roles with little room for personal choice and navigating a world where one's identity was largely defined by birthright rather than individual accomplishment. Yet, the modern monarchy under the guidance of Prince William and Princess Kate is redefining this role, giving the younger generation, Charlotte and Louis in particular, the chance to forge meaningful, independent paths while remaining deeply